and welcome back to a brand new season and a brand new episode, of course, of Rebuilding Wimbledon. If you're still enjoying the series and you're still with me at this point, then do drop a like on the video. I really do appreciate you guys that have actually carried on watching the series this far, because we're on, what, episode 116 right now, plus some analysis episodes. And I know that it takes a lot to watch that much content, so I genuinely am incredibly grateful for the thousands of you that actually join it to watch this every day. So truly thankful. And also I hit 16,000 subscribers, so again, massive thank you to all of you that have joined since 15k. I really hope you enjoy your stay. I got some new stuff coming up very soon, but first it's Wimbledon. That's why we are here now. Obviously going to do transfers. Now we've only got really a couple to show you, but there's one massive one. I said I was going to go out and try and find us a left back. I actually found two, but I was in a really difficult situation to know which one to go with. But I'll actually show you I'll show you both of them, but I'll show you the one that we actually signed, of course, as part of that. Now, before we even get into that, you'll see we're playing Liverpool, who must have won the FA Cup last season in the end by beating Watford. But basically, Liverpool do no longer have Guardiola in charge. I thought that they had a poor league position, but they won the FA Cup, so I thought they'd keep him, but they sacked him the moment the season finished, and they've now got the Stoke manager in charge of Liverpool, so there's that. A couple of other things before we get into the transfers and stuff. Salvi won Player of the Year, not Roman Masek. That feels annoying to me. He was an 8.08 rating in the league on average for the whole season, and he didn't win Player of the Season. Instead it went to Salvi. Salvi also won the Best Player in Europe, which was incredible. Baltan won the Players Player of the Year, so that was nice to see. Peter won the Young Player of the Year. Yeah, it carries on like this. Obviously, Gafrascoli won the Golden Glove for 25 clean sheets, of course. Brian Gomez and Cabrera were both in the team of the season, but both of them were in at centre-back, so that tells you something. Is there anything else? I was Manager of the Year, as you would imagine. Benfica broke the curse of Bella Gutmann and finally won the Champions League. It was really cool. They beat Olympique Marseille in the final. Very, very strange. And is there anything else? No, that's probably just about that. So, not enjoy the highlights. I'm so used to saying that. We'll switch over, cue the music, let's do some transfers. Nobody really big going out the club, but there's definitely some players that have come in. So let's get into that right now. The first one I want to show you guys is a guy. Now, I said I was going to go out and try and find us a young striker to act as a backup to Mateus and Peter. I know we've got Les Campbell, but I wanted to bring in another one. Now, obviously, he's Brazilian and he's only 16 years old, which means he can't join us yet anyway. So there is that. But when I saw him, I thought, he's called Pingu. And you know I love a regen name, and I couldn't resist him. And I think we've paid what? I think we paid 1.8 million for the guy. So I thought, for that, we might as well go for it. Even if we never... But that means that you guys, who take over from me, in theory, after I finish the save, might have got Pingu coming in, so you guys will be able to tell me whether he's any good or not. But it feels like he is. So yeah. And that's Pingu. Noop noop. The second signing of 3 that I've made, and only 2 pool players have joined the club, is Terry Blanchett. Now, again... he was kind of down the same line, and I just thought to myself, we could probably do with bringing someone in. He's British, he's probably not even as good as Les Campbell. We've only paid, I think we've only paid 600,000 up front for him from Charlton. And he was available, and to be fair, when my scout originally said it was actually a 4-star player, and I thought, well, that's not too bad, and they actually gave me a bit more than this. But again, when he came in, obviously just wasn't as good as I expected. But sometimes you've got to take these deals, they happen. He's not cost us a huge amount of money, but that's Terry Blanchett. But the one you really want to see is the next guy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Hugo Rodriguez. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Like, the thing is, I actually found someone else before, who I'll show you in a sec, who was Russian. He was younger. He was only 19 years old, but he looked bloody good for a 19-year-old. Like, he was still like 3.5 stars in our team, which was fantastic. But my scout didn't reckon he'd be able to get a work permit, and he wasn't quite the complete package yet, whereas this guy felt like he was there. So he's a couple of years older. I feel like the Russian guy might have had slightly higher potential, or it certainly seemed like it when I was scouting them, but I felt like we needed something for now. So we've splashed out the cash, and I mean splash the cash. 20 million up front in terms of a flat fee, and a further 30 million. So the fee could technically rise and will basically rise to 50 million pounds. But I don't think we could have done any worse than a player like this, basically. This is Hugo Rodriguez. He's coming from Sporting, the second player we've signed for big money from Sporting, because of course Gafrascoli came from them. And he's had some decent seasons over the past few years with Sporting, so I just figured, you know what, this is the one that could be the missing piece of the puzzle to move Brian Gomez inside. So we've got him. It's Hugo Rodriguez, biggest signing of this entire save in terms of monetary value, and I feel like he could be the missing link for us, as everywhere else we've been looking really damn solid. So he's the other one that we have brought in. This was the other guy I'm after. Now, you see he's playing for Barcelona now, because obviously they've picked him up from Dinamo Moscow, which is a pain, because maybe we could have got him. Look at the money he's on, though. Christ, I don't think we couldn't have afforded that anyway. He's worth 31 minutes. Alexander Mikhailov, and he was the other one I was looking at, and I thought we could have got him for cheaper. He would have probably cost us, well, as you can see, that's the estimated cost from Barca, so he would have been cheaper from Dinamo Moscow, and his wages would have been way lower. But I compared the two, and although he was better in some areas, I just felt like as an all-round player, Rodriguez was slightly better. Now, look at the price. Look at the money's on at Barcelona. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to afford that. And if they were in a bidding war with us, we wouldn't have been able to do that either. So I think we've made the right choice with the one we've gone for. But you know, we couldn't sign both, so let's put it that way. The only player to have left the club is Olivier Gislain-Arnay, who's gone out to Basel for 2.7 million. It's not, you know, huge deal, but it's the only player that's left the club. Now, I did say I was going to get rid of Philipp Eisler, but when it came down to it, I had the choice on the final day. I was thinking to myself, either we give him a new contract, and he didn't want that much more. I think he's on the same money, actually. I managed to get him hassled down by changing squad statuses around. He was all right. Or, you know, we then have to go and try and find someone that's as good as he is for the money. And I just don't think I didn't want to be spending money we didn't need to spend. So I decided to just extend his contract by 3 years. So we've got Philipp Eisler again. Everton is still here. So we're keeping the same players in those positions. The one area that we've actually really strengthened in this year is the left back spot with Rodriguez. But it also means we've strengthened our centre back options because Brian Gomez is now freed up to play there whenever we want. So just taking a little look at our sort of pre-season friendlies, as always we've won the games, and you might notice there's something a little bit different about pre-season this year, and that's because we played a testimonial. We played a testimonial for George Pilbeam, and you're thinking, who's George Pilbeam? That was what I was thinking when the testimonial thing came through, and my assistant had arranged a friendly against Lille, and it said that it was going to be a testimonial, and I thought to myself, who the hell is George Pilbeam? So yeah, basically, you know, at the end of each season you get the chance to release players. Basically, you can set them for release, otherwise they stay on rolling contracts. I normally just set them all for release if they're not going to be extended, right? One time, about 10 years ago in this save, I'm guessing, I must have forgotten to press that button, and George Pilbeam has been at the club ever since. I don't know where, probably in the under-21s, and I don't really pay much attention to the depths of it, so to speak. I just assume they're up-and-comers, because he's managed to be here for like 10 seasons, or probably even more, like 11, and not played a single game for us. But the thing I find even more entertaining about all this was the fact that, of course, players can come back from other clubs to play in your testimonial. In fact, I've got a screenshot of the squad that actually played in that game, in the testimonial, which should be on the screen right about now. So you can see the likes of Colin Murphy, Nelson Duarte, Johnny Byrne, in fact, scored in the testimonial. And Oliver Shenton as well played in the game, which was really, really cool to see those guys come back, particularly like Duarte. Wasn't expecting him to come back. Can you imagine what the conversation with Nelson Duarte to get him to come back for a testimonial for George Pilbeam was like? Hi, Nelson. Yeah, Slavy Danchev? Yeah, me. So I want to know if you're available to do a testimonial in the summer. Who for? George Pilbeam? No, that was George Frankham. No, that's Georgina. She works in the canteen. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he cleans your boots. All right, excellent. Yeah, so you up for that? No, okay. What if I pay you? Big money. Buy you a car? Yeah, sure. It'll be outside your house. Whatever. Just make sure you're there. So, Liverpool are playing a very similar system to the system that Watford played against us, which is a bit of a worry for me because obviously that's kind of gone both ways. Now, it's interesting because Liverpool under Guardiola used to play that 4-4-1-1 with Berardi and, God, who was it usually behind him? Coutinho. But notice that Berardi's out wide on the right and Coutinho's out wide on the left with Blake and Werleman, who are both sound like regens to me. Rodimar Werleman, that's a cool name. And who's the other guy? Danny Blake. Oh, okay, my scout must have sent him through that must have been a while ago. Doesn't look that good, though. Anyway, let's get into the game. Now, as you can see, most of the players that played in that game... Look, Georgie Pilbeam. Oh, Georgie Porgy. Right, off you go. Right, this is what I want to see. Gomez. So, Gomez is going to go there. And I'm going to put Iseki in at fullback. So we're going to go Peter, Fabio, Baltam, Salvi, Masek, Farmer, Rodriguez, Gomez, Cabrera, Iseki. That looks much, much more like it for me. Mankia, I'm not going to have Les Campbell on the bench either. We're going to go with... Who are we going to go with? Let's go with Edgar. So yeah, that looks much more like it. I think that having Gomez... in the middle, we'll see how he does. You know, if not, there might be other options for him. But I feel like that. Look at how well Iseki's played in the preseason matches, by the way. 8.72 has been assisting for days down there, and I want to see a bit more of that from him. So yeah, Rodriguez has been okay as well. Everyone else has been fantastic. Peter just looks like a really solid player now. So let's get into the game today. Hopefully this episode won't be too long, but I thought Charity Shield would be a good one to start with, since you know I want to get one over on Liverpool, particularly as we didn't win the FA Cup last season. We should already be on that. Yeah, we are. Now. Obviously, in the next episode, we'll have the Champions League draw to start things off, as well as probably our first Champions League game. That makes sense to do as our next one, because obviously that's where we're really focusing our efforts this year, is on the Champions League football. So I've also made it so that we've got a second tactic available that I can just switch to, which all it does is adjusts the mentalities and stuff like that so that we can go a bit more defensive if we need to. That should be taking us into the pitch. Let's get this one going. So I want to see how we do, basically. Iseki is going to be more important than ever this year. Salvi's already into the box there and very nearly broke the back line off the bat. Pires in goal for Liverpool. I just want to see whoa, that was strange. Just allowing them to drop the ball down there, and Gomez wins it back for Galfrascoli. That's what I want to see from him. Brian Gomez playing as a centre-back. I want to see what Rodriguez has got. I want to see if we're going to get more assists and more good play down this left-hand side, because now Baltam has got a really good fullback behind him. That could be even better for us. Masek back for Aseki. This guy's got a great cross on him as well. Can he get the cross in nice and early? Goes short for Salvi. Can he get the cross in? Goes round his man, pulls it back. Peter's in, and we lead 1-0 after 5 minutes in the Charity Shield. Alexander Peter with his first goal of the season. That is more like it. Salvi gets his first assist of the season, and it is normal service as always, guys. We started well in this game. Obviously, we beat them 2-0 in the final day of the season, so I would expect better. I would expect us to put a couple past them today, in theory, because they're not that good. They're 13th in the league. They might have won the champion. Oh, bloody hell! They might have won the FA Cup last season, but their league form was appalling. Peter getting into a good position and scoring off the bat already. I want to see. My aim for him this year is 26 goals in all competitions. That's the target I'm setting him right now. Is 26 in all comps. It's more than last year by 6, but I feel like if he goes on a good run, he could maybe even achieve more than that. But I want to be a little bit more conservative about it, because of course we do, thankfully, anyway, have goals from all over the pitch now, hopefully, and we hopefully should have a more balanced midfield. Look at this, Masek again goes past 2 players, drops it short for Peter. He's got Fabio in. Fabio's through on goal, and Fabio makes it 2-0. We are tearing Liverpool apart here. Fabio's hair is back as well. This day could not get any more enjoyable for me. It really couldn't. Well, I mean, look at this. We're hitting the target all the time. Masek there to Peter. He's now got a goal and an assist in the first 10 minutes of the new season. Fabio gets his first goal of the season as well. This is pretty much the perfect start to the game. We'll get to the half an hour mark and sort of see where things lie before we start changing anything too drastic. Because look at this. We might just nudge the tempo down a tad here. And that'll probably do for now. We'll check the Pro Zone stats in a minute. Don't you worry about that. Let's see. Part of me was actually tempted to record the live testimonial and do it as like a little mini thing, but I just decided not to in the end because I just thought it'd be a bit, we did win the game, thankfully. It was nice to see that the players that came back actually got on the score sheet in that game, with Johnny Byrne and Colin Murphy scoring. So, left is looking not too bad as well. Liverpool have actually done nothing so far. We're still going to go down the right, because why the hell not? But we've started very, very strongly, and that's what I like to see. Possibly suffered a damaged foot. Oh, brilliant. No, he's actually not come up as an injury, so we might be okay. We might be all right there. So we've managed to limit Liverpool in this first half to not a single shot in the entire match, which means they will inevitably score with the first one they get, but that's not the point. The point is, we're not only that, but we're hitting the target with a lot of our shots. That's very good. We're nearly sort of in like the 80% in terms of shots on target right now, which is very nice to see. A little quick update on the Pro Zone stats. Still more to do with, Liverpool have actually not had a single key pass in that first half. But if this is a sign of the way we're going to play this season, with this new strengthened backline and new confidence going forward, then I feel like we should actually have a good, decent attempt at like defending the title this year. I don't see why we can't do it. I just think that it's not going to be my main priority. So Brian Gomez has won 80% of his headers so far, which is not bad. Liverpool have had a shot, and there was much rejoicing. 2 key passes for Rodriguez as well, which is always nice. We've sort of taken our foot off the gas at the moment, I think, a little bit, and I'm not too bothered by that. Cabrera hasn't been superb at the moment, so we're going to get Bonnie in, because why the hell not? Where's Ballesta? I should have put him on the bench, actually. That would have been a smarter plan, really. And since Fabio's a little bit low on that, we'll just get him off as well. Just get Kenneth on for a little bit, give him a run out. I really want to see, we've given Kenneth a new contract as well, just to make sure that he keeps that development going and will stay at the club for a very long time. I've given a lot of new contracts as well. Baltam's on a new one. Interesting. So is Sam Farmer. He's only got a 1-year extension, and it means that he's on 190 grand a week, but it means that his release clause, which I still couldn't get rid of, is at 92 million pounds now. And I gave Cabrera a new contract, again, only with a 1-year extension, but to push his release clause up to like 75 million. So those that do have release clauses, because their agents insisted upon it, are now at least on stupid money and with stupidly high release clauses, and as a result, nobody's put any bids in for them at all. The only bids we've had are for Fabio and Brian Gomez. Fabio, the biggest bid we had was 51 million in total, and Brian Gomez was 38 million, which was from Monaco of all people. Go on, get a third goal, really wrap this one up. Aseki. We've had a good performance in general though, which is what I like to see. Now we've got to be careful here. Berardi, see what these defenders can do. I probably could have gone in there. De Bruyne? Really? Kevin De Bruyne playing for Liverpool now. Ball across. Berardi's into the back part. That's really poor from us to allow that, but there you go. Wimbledon 2, Liverpool 1. Wasn't from the high line or anything. It's a good goal from, it's a good pull in from De Bruyne. Maybe could have got out there a bit quicker, Rodriguez, but to be fair, with 3 defenders in the middle there, they really shouldn't be allowing. It's a great cross. Take nothing away. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be all right. I might have to drop it deeper and we can test that other idea out a little bit, because Liverpool are sort of coming at us, but their system is sort of set up to defend rather than to attack. So I'm not sure how successful they'll be in doing that. Now that I've said that, of course, they will inevitably equalise and we'll have to go to extra time against them. And that would be my fault for not changing the tactic. But I feel like it's this Capital One Cup, you know what I mean. Salvi's ball now to Kenneth on the edge. It's only a 2-1 win in the end, which is surprisingly sort of lackluster compared to the way we started this match. But 22 shots, well, where did all those extra shots come from? 10 on target, it's still pretty solid. Enjoy tell the team to enjoy their success. Well done, guys. Salvi was man of the match, but Peter, again, stellar performance, goal and an assist. He's starting to link up the play very, very effectively, and that's what I wanted to see from him. Now, first league game is away at Fulham at Craven Cottage. So we've had a weird record against Fulham in the past, although we did smash them in the League Cup final, so there's that. We'll pick the game by just quickly taking a little gander at the schedule page, so there's no problems with that. I might just cut to when it's actually doing that, though. Right, so we've actually got a few games on a row. We've got 5 league games before the first Champions League match, which is it feels like quite a lot, but it probably isn't. So we're actually going to do all of them. Why the hell not? We've got Fulham, Arsenal, Sunderland, Palace, and Southampton before our first Champions League game, which of course you'll see the draw for in the next episode. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, do drop a like on the video. That would be spectacular. And if you're still enjoying the series, of course, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. That would be fantastic as well. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for Champions League draw and our first game in the Champions League this season. We need to hit it with a bang this year. We really, really do. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.